everyone, it's Wednesday and that means a top 5 Wednesday, but I'm gonna put a usual spin onto it because of reasons. But today is the top 5 books of 2015 that I have read, and I'm also gonna do my top bottom books of 2015 just to make this a nice rounded 2015 thing. That means I have about 10 books to talk to you guys in this video, so let's get it started. These are in no particular order. I don't have a ranking of like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're just in the bottom 5. Though I think with the dislikes I could rank them, but I don't feel like it. So we're gonna start with the dislikes. The first is Reboot by Amy Tintera. I highly dislike this book. I really did not like the fact that basically the characterization of the main character was changed by the introduction of a boy love interest thing. And the incel in this was just ridiculous, and the way that Ren, the main character, just totally just did a 180 and decides to rebel against everything she knows just because of this boy. Ridiculous. I started this in 2014, finished it because I wanted to finish it this year, so did not like it. No. Next is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I didn't enjoy this book really that much. I wanted to chuck it out a window just because it's another horrible cliche thing to do is that the main character has this horrible secret, and instead of just telling someone about it, she keeps it a secret and hopes that no one finds out. Basically that she's betraying people. I just did not enjoy this whatsoever. No. Next we have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. I really wanted to like this book, and the first little bit was, but the main character being incredibly stupid in her decisions was just not something I really enjoy. Really. It's kind of unbelievable the way that she makes all these stupid decisions and yet comes out on top of everything, like saves people and crap like that. So I am really on the fence whether I want to continue with this series when A Court of Mist and Fury comes out. I don't know. This next one I kind of feel a little guilty for putting on my bottom list, but and that is All I Know Now by Carrie Hope Fletcher. I'm only putting this on this list because I did not really enjoy it, but that's because it's more catered for teens, and I'm far from a teen, so I didn't get much out of this book. Sorry. The last on my bottom 5 is A Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I just found this incredibly boring. Too much backstory and too much story I didn't want. No. Alright, moving on to the top 5 books that I read in 2015, and I've chosen these books because of reasons. I think they are all different enough that I chose them for the experience I had while reading them. So let's get started. No means, I mean, there's probably other books I would put on this list before some of them, but I think genre-wise, and the experience I had with them, this is why I've put them on my top 5 list. The first book is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I really enjoyed this book because the writing style of it and the way the story was told really captivated me. There was the whole mystery of trying to find out what had happened to the daughter who we know has died, and just working through the family dynamics and the relationships of how, like, dealing with the loss and dealing with how they grew up and the backstory of it all. I just really enjoyed this book. Next I have A Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. I am not really into cutesy romances, so you would think, why is this here? I enjoyed the relationships of this book and the fact that this book really made me cry and made me miss my mom. Apart from the romantic relationship of it, it was okay, but I really enjoyed the relationships that Sophie also had with her mother and a person she worked for. It was like kind of like a sistery relationship with an older woman. I really enjoyed the dynamics of the relationships in that. It was a lot of good character development, I think. Anyway, my own opinion, whatever. And the fact that this book made me cry. I think I liked it more for the relationships between the women than I did for the actual romance, even though that was okay. It's a lot about growing out of your shell and getting out of your comfort zone and character development. Next I have I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed learning about how growing up in Pakistan was like for her. Growing up, like what Pakistan was like in the 90s and the 2000s through everything. Like, I know what has happened in the world from my point of view, but not necessarily for a girl living in Pakistan. The struggles day to day to fight for your right for education, and I admire this woman so much for all that she has done for herself and for girls like her, and just speaking out when everyone just wanted her to shut up. Next we have Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I'm trying to grasp what exactly I enjoyed about it, because it's not always about the story that I enjoy, even though I really enjoyed the story. It's a lot about the characterizations of the characters and the dynamics of things. So I really enjoyed that. I learned really quickly not to get attached to characters or make assumptions about characters, because you think one thing about a character and then they're dead the next. Who knows? So I really enjoyed it for that. They say it's like Game of Thrones but young adult, but it's in its own element, I think. I really enjoyed the way the author folded the story together and just killed off characters, because that's awesome in my book. That is awesome. If you can just like go ahead and kill off characters that the reader would think would play a key like a crucial role in things, then yeah, sure. The last book is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I really like this book. It's a nice sci-fi-ish book. It really ignited my feelings again for sci-fi. I forgot that I actually like sci-fi. I think it was because it's like sort of realistic in the fact that I can see in our future us having like a virtual reality like Oasis, and I could just imagine what it would be like. I'd love to live in a world like that. Not necessarily the dystopian kind of rundown world that they actually live in. I've seen this book all around YouTube at the time, but I really was encouraged to read this by Kristen from What's Cappening, formerly known as Cap89X. I really liked the fact that I was able to DM her on Twitter as I was reading it and be like, I can't believe this just happened, and her just gushing about it as well. I really enjoyed that. I read this through Booktubeathon and it was just, it stuck with me. I definitely want to reread it sometime and just love it all over again. So that is the books for 2015. I could have picked a lot more favorites, but I only read 50 books this year. There was like a lot of 5 stars and 4 stars in my reads. I think I'll be a little more critical as the year comes. And if you haven't noticed, I got a new bookshelf. It's very pretty. I like it. It's very, very, very nice. And as you can see up here, it's kind of rainbowy. Get the red. Don't have much orange, and then the green and the blue, and then the purples are down here, and then the rest is black. Anyway, that's all for me. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!